Hello and welcome, beautiful people. My name is Keelan, and I am here today to teach a gentle yoga class on intention setting. So let's come to find a comfortable seated position. That could be on the mat, it could be on a chair. I'm going to use a prop here. Oh, because I just think it's super duper cozy and I really dig it. Oh, it is cozy. And there's also practical applications. It lifts the hips above the knees, so it takes any pressure out of the knees. And it also tilts the pelvis to help you lift and lengthen tall through the crown of the head. All super fantastic things. So if you haven't tried sitting on a prop before in a seated position, I highly recommend it. From here, just sit up nice and tall, head over heart, heart over center. Nice open line of energy. So when I say head over heart, heart over center, what I literally mean is like your spine is in a nice straight line. So you're not leaning forward or leaning back. Think of it this way: when you're leaning back, you're in the past. When you're leaning forward, you're in the present, or you're in the future. But when you're centered, you're in the present, here and now. And especially when we're trying to manifest our intentions, we have to be fully present and in the moment to make the most of every single thought, every single breath, and every single action to bring those things into reality. Now, as always, you are going to know your body so much better than I am ever going to. So if there's anything I'm offering this space that doesn't feel right to you, right? That could be like pinching, numbness, tingling, could just be like something feels tight. It could just be even that, like, ooh, if I brought this shoulder back a half an inch, that would feel super yummy, right? Whatever it is, I want you to feel empowered, encouraged to make those choices for your body today because it's your yoga practice. That's the beauty of it. There's no right or wrong yogaing, right? It's all yoga. It all just is. And as long as you're honoring your body, you're doing it right. All right, so with that nice flat back, inhale to lift even a little bit taller through the crown of the head. Exhale to soften the shoulders down the back body. And just begin to pay attention to your breath here. Not even really controlling it, just being aware of it, breathing in through the nose and out through the nose. Gauging your starting point here. And then when you're ready, you can allow the eyes to soften on the earth slightly in front of you, or you can allow the eyes to close all the way. Breathing deep here. Now beginning to bring more intention to the breath work of breathing in slowly through the nose on the inhale. And then exhale, slowly, slowly releasing back out the nose until that exhale is twice as long as the inhale. And as you sit here connecting to your breath, centered and present in this moment, I want you to set an intention for this practice, something you're going to cultivate, something that you want to carry with you off of the mat. Could be peace, could be love. Could be to just move the body in a way that's authentic to you. I shouldn't say just, that's a big thing. Anything. Could be that you want to foster the research necessary to have a hard conversation later, like literally anything that you want. Something that's going to make your life a little bit easier, a little bit better, perhaps a lot of it. Whatever it is, whatever your intention is, I want you to hold on to that for the rest of your practice. Making this thing your reality. And on the next inhale, I want you to breathe in whatever that intention is. Invite it all the way down to the bottom of the belly, feeling the belly button expand out. And then continuing that inhale up into the ribs and then up into the upper chest until your lungs are expanded out in all four directions. And then exhale, slowly release that same intention back out into the world in a reciprocal gesture with the universe of both getting and giving this. Inhale to breathe it in, beginning at the bottom of the belly, slowly rising all the way up towards the shoulder blades. And exhale to squeeze that breath slowly back out, working your way back down to the bottom of the belly. Continuing this 3-part Dirga breath of belly, ribs, upper chest. Feeling the torso expand out in all four directions. Filling your body with your intention. Letting it fiber, letting it melt into every fiber of your being. Filter in. Becoming one with it. Taking one more big deep breath here. And on the exhale, releasing this controlled way of breathing, this intentional breath, returning to a natural breath, in and out of the nose. And when you're ready, allow the eyelids to flutter back open, coming back to the space around you. And inhale, arms come out, side to side, scooping up some of that energy to help you manifest your goal. And exhale, bring it down to heart center, letting it imbue that space, chin to chest. Inhale to come out and up. Gaze lifts towards the palms, and exhale, the gaze follows the palms as they make their way down to the heart. Big deep breaths here, moving with your breath, using the totality of your inhale to lift and rise, and all of that exhale to slide down. So there's just that momentary pause in between the inhale before moving the arms up again. And that momentary pause before the exhale, before the hands slide down, back to heart, back to home. A few more of these, following your own breath, your own timing. Last one, biggest breath yet today. And then hand comes to the earth. Inhale, lift the other arm up and overhead, coming into a side stretch. Now, option to stay here as you are, or begin to make some circles with the arms. Feeling that opening from the hip up towards the armpit, but then also lubricating that shoulder. And they could be like little circles, big circles. All the circles count. If you find a spot that maybe is sticking or talking to you a little bit, you can just try rocking back and forth in that area. And on the next inhale, reverse, going in the opposite direction. And if it feels like a lot to extend that arm out and over, more than you have in this moment, then you can keep the hand on the shoulder and do shoulder rolls this way. I just like to imagine like I'm swimming through water. Ooh, like I'm swimming in my intention. Oh, I love that. I'm gonna stick with that. Inhale all the way through to center. Exhale to the other side, that same invitation to swim through your intentions by making circles with the arms. Mm. Keeping that shoulder pulled back a little bit. So I'm not like too far forward, right? I'm keeping it up and centered here. Mm. Ah. Big breath in through the nose and out through the nose. And then reverse going in the opposite direction. Mm. Remembering that this is a safe space for sighs, moans, groans. We so often keep things bottled up. This is not the place for that. This is the place to be your most authentic self, and that includes your authentic voice. Inhale brings you all the way back through to center. And then bring your peace fingers here down to the earth on either side of you. This is a grounding mudra. And in order to manifest intentions, we have to be grounded. We need our energy to be solid, sturdy. And from that strong foundation, your intention will manifest itself. So once again, making sure head is over heart, heart is over center. And taking 3 deep breaths here, in through the nose, out through the nose. 2 more in and out. In and out. Amazing. If you are sitting on a prop, now would be the time to scooch that on out of the way. Bring the soles of the feet flat on the earth in front of you. Sits bones rooted to the earth. So if you're not sure what I mean when I say the sits bones rooted to the earth, you can move the fleshy part of the buttocks out of the way, just kind of scoop it up and over to the side, and then feel those bones in your tush. Those are the sits bones, all right? From here, inhale, take a big deep breath in, reach the arm all the way out across the body. Then the knees come down to the side, and then come and bring yourself down to the earth in a nice gentle twist. Forehead can come onto stacked arms here, and breathe. Also an option to stay upright here if this gesture of coming down to the earth isn't nourishing to you. Pausing here for 3 breaths, surrendering to this twist. And twists are known for their power of release. So let go of any blocks that are keeping you from actualizing your intention. Limiting beliefs, perceived blockages. Now's the time to let it go. One last breath cycle here. And then inhale to gently rise, pressing back into the palms to come upright. And then bring that arm back and around to come back to center. And then big breath in, and then coming to the other side. Oh, yeah. Acknowledging that just because you came down to the earth on one side doesn't necessarily mean that will be right for you on the other side. So taking the time to check in with the body and listen. Keeping that connection to the breath in through the nose and out through the nose. Inhale to begin to rise and make your way back up to center here. And then let's bring the soles of the feet to touch and just get a little foot massage in here. A little bit of love on the feet, a little love for the self here. Opening up through the hips at the same time. Double win. Making your way down the foot towards the arches, to the heel. And if you find a spot that feels tender in the foot, really give it a little extra love here. Your foot has nerve endings in it that are connected to other parts of your body. So oftentimes when there's like a point of tension in the feet, it's actually connected to a point of tension somewhere else in the body. And so by giving that spot a little extra love, you are addressing the needs of the body in general. Woohoo, another double win there for you. All right, make sure you get the heels and the tops of the feet too. And then either interlace the fingers or bring the hands to the shins here and use an inhale to lift and lengthen through the spine, just like when we started in that seated position. And then exhale, hinge forward from the hips. So not rounding the shoulders at all, chin down just a little bit so that the neck is in alignment here. Elbows can come out side to side towards those knees. Each inhale, an opportunity to lift and lengthen through the crown. And each exhale, an opportunity to hinge forward from the hips a little bit more. Taking one more big deep breath in here, and then exhale, reach forward, round here. Bringing a different intention to the posture by allowing yourself to round. Not like one is better than the other, just that it's just different, right? Breathing deep. Inhale to activate the core, fire up the belly, and begin to inhale, hinging back up from the hips. So you're all the way back up to a seated position, and then roll forward onto hands and knees, coming into tabletop. Knees stacked under hips, hands stacked under shoulders. If you experience any sensitivity in the wrists, you can roll up the mat, place that under the hands, because then that softens the angle that the wrists are at here. All right, tuck that belly button up and in here. Nice flat back from the tip of the tailbone, extending out all the way through the crown of the head, nice and strong. And then inhale, tilt the pelvis, drop the belly, open the heart, lift the gaze. Exhale, round the spine, tuck the belly button up and in, chin to chest. Inhale to open. Exhale to round. Continuing this flow with your own timing, your own breath. Using that inhale to slide the shoulder blades closer together. And that exhale to slide them farther apart. One more breath cycle here. Inhale to return to a nice flat back. If you have that mat rolled up, I would unroll it now. And then we're going to do a cross crawl here. So inhale, extend the right leg straight out, back and behind. And then exhale, bend that knee, pulling it through, and then wrap the right leg around the left. Inhale to extend the left leg straight out, back and behind. And then bend that knee, bringing it through, wrap it around the right. So as you do this, you're going to need to start to walk the hands forward. And if you want a little extra something, you can lean back before you then inhale, extend the back leg forward, and exhale to bring it up and through. So making your way up towards the front of the mat. And then once you come off the mat here, and we're going to reverse and go in the opposite direction. So then you're going to inhale to come forward and exhale to wrap back and around. Inhale to come forward, exhale to come back and around. And you may be asking yourself, why is Kaylin having me crawl on this mat? And the answer is cross hemispheric integration. So when we are manifesting our goals, right? We need positive thinking. And so when we do cross hemispheric integration, we're actually rewiring the brain here. We're strengthening the neural pathways, making like executive functioning easier. That's helping you manifest your goal. You're welcome. All right. Unraveling, unwinding, returning back to tabletop here. And then walking your hands towards the front edge of your mat. Inhale to take a big deep breath in through the nose. And then exhale, mount the forehead down towards the mat, hips to the sky. Breathing deep into puppy pose. Pausing here for a few breath cycles. Allowing yourself to be. Be here, be in this moment. Returning to your intention. Breathing it in on the inhale. And giving it back to the universe on the exhale. Inhale to slide your hands back under your shoulders, pressing back up to tabletop. Inhale to lift that right hand up towards the sky. Exhale, we're gonna thread the needle, dive that arm under. We're not actually gonna come all the way down to the earth. We're gonna do this 3 times of inhale to lift to the sky. Exhale to come under. Inhale to lift. Exhale to come under. All right, big moves this time. Inhale to the sky. Exhale, bring that shoulder all the way down to the earth. Right side of the face to the earth. Left hand can stay where it is, or you can walk it up towards the front edge of your mat. Once again, pausing here, surrendering to this posture. One more breath cycle here. And then inhale to press into that left hand, returning back to tabletop. Same thing, other side. Inhale, left hand to the sky. Exhale, bring it under that right arm. Inhale to the sky. Exhale to come under. One more time. And then big moves. Inhale to come up and exhale this time to come all the way down to the earth. Oh yeah, that's the stuff. Choosing where you want that hand to be. And the eyes can soften or close, breathing deep. Once again, breathing in that intention. And exhale to release it out into the universe. Inhale to slide that right hand back, pressing back into tabletop. Bring the knees together, the toes together, and melt back into child's pose. Always an option to do extended child's pose by bringing the knees to the width edge of the mat and reaching the arms straight out. But take a moment to just like cocoon here, be with yourself. Imagine yourself wrapped in a blanket made of your intention, keeping you warm and cozy and safe. And pausing for 4 breaths here. Inhale to slowly rise on up, returning back to that tabletop posture. Inhale to extend the right leg straight out, back and behind. Exhale, bend the knees, step the foot all the way up and through between the hands, coming to a runner's lunge. And this can be a really lovely place to have blocks. And if you don't have blocks at home, like I've used tissue boxes in the past, or books, really anything that's just gonna lift the earth to you. Toes pointing straight ahead here. Back foot can either toes tucked under or on the top of that foot. Hips squared towards the front edge of the mat. So pulling that right hip back, left hip forward. And then finding that nice flat back here, shoulders softened. Breathing deep here. So this is our starting point here. You can always come back to this posture if you need or want to. And then inhale, firmly root that left hand to the earth. Inhale to open that right hand towards the sky. Pausing here, coming into a twist. Hand can stay where it is, or it could always bend at the elbow, bring the hand to the hip. You choosing your path here. Breathing deep, gaze straight ahead, turning up the corner edges of the mouth into a little yoga smile, knowing it's always easier to manifest things when we have joy in our heart. Take another big deep breath in through the nose, and then exhale, bring those hands back down to the earth, turning back to that runner's lunge. On the next inhale, activate the core and then lift the hands up towards the sky here. Front knee stacked over front ankle. Breathing deep. Hands could always be at heart center here or on the hips. I'm pausing, ready to see what is coming towards you. You can remain in the present moment and still be open to what is coming towards you without any anxiety or judgment, just peace in your heart. And however this intention you set is going to manifest, that it is as it should be. Inhale to take one more big deep breath in through the nose. Exhale, float the hands back down to the earth, firmly rooting both palms here. Stepping the right knee back, returning to that tabletop pose, and just coming into some hip circles here. Same as the arm circles earlier, big circles, small circles. It's all good. And then reversing, going in the opposite direction. All right, inhale to come back to that nice flat back. Coming into that integral foundational pose of tabletop. And then from here, using an inhale to extend that left leg straight out, back and behind, and exhale, bend that knee, step foot all the way up and through. Front knee over front ankle, squaring those hips. So this time left hip comes back, right hip comes forward. Choosing how you want those back toes to be, and then coming into your runner's lunge. Pausing here, gaze on the earth, breathing deep, turning up the corner edges of the mouth and a little yogi smile here. And then bring that right hand to the earth and open up that left hand to the sky, coming into a twist here. Remember, you can always return to that tabletop or even to a completely different pose that would better meet your needs in this moment. There's something that would help you reach that intention with more integrity and authenticity, then I encourage you to do it. Keeping the connection to the breath in through the nose and out through the nose. On the next exhale, floating that hand back down towards the earth, returning to that runner's lunge. Feeling your strength and power here to create the reality that you seek. And then inhale, activating those cores, hands come back to come up. Lifting tall, choosing where you want those hands to be. And breathing deep. Trusting the process. One more big breath in here through the nose. And exhale to float, melt it all the way down to the earth. Step the left foot back to meet the right. Tuck the toes under. And then we're going to lift the hips up and back, coming into a downward facing dog. Pedaling the heels out here by bending one knee at a time and bringing the heel of the foot closer to the earth. Oh, yeah. And then settling in here to hold this posture for a few breath cycles. So that might mean bending the knees. So you can see that based off my muscles and tendons, when my legs are straight, my heels don't get all the way to the earth, but I'm down a nice straight line from the tip of my tailbone all the way to the crown of the head. When I bend my knees and really press into my hands, I can get that length and integrity in the spine. Always, always prioritizing integrity over the idea of what we think a posture should look like. Big deep breath in through the nose, out through the nose, making sure that neck stays in alignment with the arms. And then inhale, step or hop, making your way up to the front of your mat in a forward fold. Hands may come to the earth or to opposite elbows, allowing yourself to hang and feeling the backs of the legs opening here. Shake the head nose side to side with the jaw unhinged, nice and soft in the face. Shake the head, yes. And then inhale to slowly rise, making your way towards a standing position. That is the last thing to come up here. Beautiful. Standing at the top of your mat, tall in mountain pose. Feet hip width distance apart, slight micro bend in the knees. Pelvis tilted slightly forward, lifting, rising tall, abdomen engaged, and that same energy lifts you up another inch taller. And then an exhale to soften the shoulders, hands out side to side, radiating energy from your fingertips. Powerful and ready to manifest your intentions, to meet your goals. Breathing deep here. Inhale, the hands come all the way up overhead now. Interlacing the fingers and extending the pointer finger up. So coming into steeple grip here. That same mountain pose, but now with the arms lifted overhead. And then the hands go to the side, the hips come to the other side. Keep that top shoulder pulled back and open so that heart space can radiate out into the world. Inhale to come to center. Exhale to the other side. Breathing deep here. Inhale to come to center. Exhale, the hands slide down to the heart space. Pausing here for a breath cycle in through the nose and out through the nose. All right, bring one foot to the center of your body and then cross the other foot in front of it. Whichever leg is on in front, that hand is going to come right above the head in front of you, and the other hand is going to come in front of the abdomen. We're going to pause here for breath, 2 breath cycles. Imagine that you're holding that intention here. There's so much big space for it, so much room for it to grow into, giving it permission to take up space in your life. Exhale, squeezing every last drop of that breath out so the next can be fresh and new. And using that next inhale to move the hands, move the leg, coming to the other side here. Breathing deep. Beautiful. Hands come to the hips, uncross those legs, and then bring the right foot back and behind you a little bit, coming onto the tops of the toes to stretch out the top of the feet. So just like we did that grounding mudra before, our grounding connection in general and all that we do is through our feet. So we're just gonna, that's why we did the foot massage before. It's why we're doing this stretch for the foot now, to give you the most grounding possible to help you manifest your intention. Abdomen engaged, and that same, it's like everything else is still in the mountain pose, tall here. If you wanted to, you could bring the hands to heart center or outside to side. And then inhale, come to the tops of those toes and just roll the ankle in one direction. And then reverse, going in the opposite. All right, coming to the other foot now. So bringing that foot a few inches back and behind, and knowing that the farther back the foot goes, the deeper this stretch is going to be. So if you're finding that it is not enjoyable to you, then just try scooching the foot up a little bit and really pressing into that standing leg to give you that strong mountain foundation here. Choosing where you'd like the hands to be and pausing, focusing on the breath. Inhale to come back to center with that toe coming up onto the top of the toes, circling in one direction. And then the other. Beautiful. Now turning to the long edge of your mat. You might need to move your screen for this. So take the time to do that if you want to. And then take a big step about a leg's length here. Toes are either parallel to each other or slightly pigeon-toed in. So check both of those out, see what feels better for you. And then that same mountain pose from the torso up. Slight micro bend in those knees, abdomen active and engaged, pelvis tilted slightly forward, lifting tall through the crown, gaze straight in front of you, the shoulders soften down the back body. Inhale to bring the arms out side to side, or hands could stay on the hips here. And then big breath in, exhale, begin to hinge forward from the hips, keeping that nice flat back. So just like we did in that seated forward fold before, where we prioritize keeping the back nice and flat to start. See how far you can go here. Using that inhale to check in with the spine, and that exhale to see if you could come forward even just a little bit more here. Boop, 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 baby. All right, big breath in, exhale, round everything. Allow yourself to come down towards the earth. If the hands don't make it all the way to the earth, it's all good, it's all gravy. Just find a prop, bring the earth to you, right? We're focusing on grounding here. So we want to make sure that we're always connecting and grounded with our energy, and even in that physical way of connecting to the earth in all of our poses. Pausing here in this forward fold. And then walking the hands over towards the left ankle, pausing for 2 breaths here. Keeping everything nice and soft. And then walking over to the other side, pausing for 2 breath cycles here. Inhale to walk the hands back towards center. And then either the hands can come to the hips or the hands will come out straight at shoulder height, side to side. Inhale to engage the abdomen. Find that nice flat back again. And then with intention and power, hinging back up from the hips. Boom. All right, heel, toe the feet back towards each other here. Turn to face the front edge of your mat. Inhale to lift and rise to the sky. Exhale, dive all the way down to the toes and take a moment to just check in here. How does this forward fold feel different than the first one? Is it easier? Do you make it a little bit closer to the earth? And then firmly bring the palms to the earth by bending the knees. Take a step back with the left leg, drop the knee down. Take a step back with the right leg, drop the knee down. Knees together, toes together, and mounting into child's pose. Whatever expression of child's pose will nurture you now. Pausing for 4 breaths. Breathing in that intention, filling your lungs with it, letting it imbue the body, and then exhale to release it back out into the world. Should you gently rock the forehead side to side, giving the brow line a little massage here for this last breath cycle. And inhale to slowly roll on up to a seated position. Sitting up nice and tall, lifting through the crown of the head. Shoulders soften down the back body. Inhale to reach the arms straight out in front of you. Exhale to rotate those palms out side to side. Swim the hands back and behind, interlacing the fingers or grabbing a strap behind you. Pull those hands back and down. You know, if you don't have a traditional yoga strap, you could always use the belt of a robe or another article of clothing, or even just a hand towel, something like that. Something you can grab onto. Once again, that grounding and connecting energy. Big deep breath in here through the nose and exhale, hinging forward from the hips, melting the torso over the thighs to bring the forehead or the top of the head to the mat or a prop. Breathing deep. Lifting up those arms as far as feels right to you. One more breath cycle here. In through the nose and out through the nose. And then inhale, activate those core muscles and slowly make your way back upright. Once you've made it all the way up, releasing from the hands, letting them float back to the thighs. Pausing for a moment. Coming on to the sides of the hips here, pivoting the feet in front of you. Feet stay flat on the earth, and then slowly make your way down to lay on the mat. The right foot comes up and over, crosses over the left thigh. Excuse me. And then lifting that left foot up off the earth, interlacing the fingers behind the left thigh. The foot could always stay on the earth. That already feels like a deep stretch to you. If you're here and you're still not really feeling a whole lot, then you can take that right hand and press the right thigh away from the body, deepening that stretch. Keeping that left foot nice and active, the right foot nice and active as if it's pressed against a wall. Breathing deep here. Inhale, one more big breath in. Exhale to float that hand down. Unravel that right leg. We'll come to the other side. Left leg drapes across the right thigh. Choosing if you'd like that foot to stay on the earth or to lift up. Choosing if you'd like to interlace those fingers. Perhaps press that thigh farther away. Remember, there's no right or wrong here. There just is. Found my sweet spot. Breathing deep in through the nose and out through the nose. Exhale, float that foot down. Unravel those legs. Bring the soles of the feet to touch as the legs come out side to side. If you want to, you could bring the hands on to the thighs to deepen this stretch a little bit more. You could bring a hand to the belly, a hand to the heart. Eyes can soften or close. Once again, just hold space in your mind for that intention. Imagining your life, what it would be like if it was already happening, if it was already your truth. What would shift and change or be different? Inhale, hands come to the outer edges of those legs. Bring the knees back up towards the ceiling and then walk the feet to be the width edge of the mat and then allow the knees to fall in towards each other. Hand to the belly, hand to the heart, still taking that time to imagine your life with your intention already manifested as your reality, your living truth. Inhaling in here, bring those knees in towards the chest, hugging them and gently rocking side to side. Little massage on the low back here with this movement. Allow the knees to fall all the way to one side now. Open up the arms at shoulder height in a big T shape. And then turn the head to look in the opposite direction of the knees. Once again, returning to the wisdom of a twist. What is needed to be released for you to manifest that goal? Inhale, gaze to center, knees to center. And then exhale on over to the other side. Mm. Breathing deep here. Inhaling to bring the knees to center, the gaze to center. And exhale to stretch out, coming into your Shavasana. Oh, if there's any final stretches that would feel good to you, now is the time. Do what's going to feel nourishing to you. Oh. Perhaps lay a blanket underneath you for a little extra cushion here, or a blanket on top for some extra warmth. Your body will rapidly lose heat in Shavasana. Any adjustments you need to make to be more comfortable in your Shavasana, now is the time to do it. Because the more you relaxed you are in this pose, the more you will receive the benefits of your practice, the better able you will be to manifest your goal. Take 3 last breaths here, breathing in that intention, making it one with this body, and exhale to release it back out into the world. Breathing in and out, and in and out, and drifting off into your Shavasana. Inhale to begin to wiggle the finger and toes here, rolling onto one side. Oh, yeah. No, yeah. Just easing that transition from the back to seated by pausing here for a breath cycle. When you're ready, pressing into that hand and gently making your way back up to a comfortable seated position. And closing our practice with 3-0. Big deep breath in to bring the hands to heart center. My wish for you on this day and every day that follows is peace of body, peace of heart, and peace of mind. Namaste, my loves. Be well. See you next time.